Man, if you don't know who N3on is, let me tell you, this guy was probably one of, if not the most hated streamer ever. And it's not like people were just hating on him for no reason. The kid was going around trolling to the point where everywhere he went, somebody was trying to beat him up. Like, it's crazy. Now, trolling is sometimes what these content creators do, but N3on always went a little too far. Even sometimes saying racist things, thinking it was funny. Like, ever since N3on came to the streamer community, people literally only had bad things to say about him because all of the disrespect and trolling he was doing. In my opinion, I don't think he actually was like that. But once he seen all the views, all the spotlight, and all the money he got from trolling, he never looked back. I mean, you gotta admit, if you're doing something and it's working, you're probably gonna keep doing it, especially when it comes to this content creating stuff. But the thing is with N3on, is every time he would just dig a deeper hole for himself where nobody liked him. He was so caught up in the money and views, he didn't even realize the type of things he was doing or how disrespectful it may have been to some people. But now, it looked like N3on actually got some sense and is finally realizing his mistakes. He recently said in an interview that he was done with trolling. Here, I'm gonna just play the clip for y'all.
Honestly, like before, I was just on the streets messing around, trolling people, like just farming like what I could, but then I realized like that's not what brings you long-term success. It just brings you hate. It doesn't get me to where I want to be. So I started like just tapping into like just hitting up like UFC fighters, NBA players, NFL players, boxers, and like playing their sport with them, because like that was always my passion, especially basketball. So now I'm able to go around basketball players, like my dream. And then tapping into other things where people like will see a different side of me, not just a side of me that's just like trolling, messing around, and just being like a jackass, you know? When you do it so much, it starts to become what people really think about you. It's hard to like change people's minds, but once you like stir it in their head that you're really not that person, you're changing, whatever, then you see a big difference.
Now, I don't know if this whole thing is genuine and he actually wants to stop trolling because he knows people looks at him a certain way and he wants a better image for himself, or is this just something he's doing because he realized that the content can only be used for so long? After a while, everyone will eventually get tired of him and stop paying him any attention because they just know he's a big troll. I don't know. But these past few months, N3on had actually been pretty cool, showing another side of him. A side of him I believe he always wanted to show, but he had to first get his name out there in the streaming community, which he did by trolling. And now that he has a name, he can finally be who he wanted to be and not what the internet made him to be. So I mean, he really just found a formula that works for him. So you really can't even be mad at him when you really look at it. I mean, yeah, he was hella annoying, but it worked. But the only thing is, he's probably gonna have a hard time getting people to like him because of all the disrespect he done already done. But if you ask me, I don't think N3on should be hated. I think he's just this nerdy kid that found a way and he used it to the max, just like anybody else would. I mean, so from my knowledge, I think the kid is actually smart because what he did worked. It worked for him. But we will see if he genuinely means what he says about not trolling and just being himself. I mean, so far the content have been pretty good. I mean, it's a change of content. He's been really just chilling, been with different celebrities, rappers, athletes, and kind of just hanging out. There ain't nothing wrong with that at all. But you got to think, if he was to start doing this without a name, people would probably just look at him like, who is this kid? He wouldn't even be able to link with celebrities. So for him to come out trolling, making a name for himself, it's kind of something he had to do. Well, I wouldn't say necessarily trolling, but he had to make a name for himself. And the only thing that worked for him was trolling. So you can't be mad at the kid, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell.